Going on, everybody? Welcome back. Dudes Who Bet Daily, June 10th, 2023, also known as Belmont Stakes Saturday. Here we are, guys. Knock on wood. Nothing has gone wrong for this Triple Crown race, which is phenomenal. Yay!
Why did you say it?
I knocked on wood. I literally did, so it should be fine. Monster Day 2. We've got a full slate in baseball. We've got Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Finals tonight as well. Vegas trying to get up 3-1 and head back to Vegas after the Nuggets take care of business in Miami last night. Go up 3-1, heading back to Denver to hopefully close out in 5 because it would make this person very happy. So hopefully we get that done, and we're going to start with some hockey here. I'll kick it off with you, Papa Dude, because we were talking about this a little bit. The 5.5 number, surprising on the total. The Panthers are a slight favorite, minus 115. But after being 6 in Game 3, we're down to 5.5 here. Going to be interesting to see how heavily this gets bet, and if we see a 6, it's minus 125 on the over everywhere, Papa Dude.
Yeah. I guess they're going by, it was 2-1 with like 2 minutes to play, I guess, in the game. Probably what they're going at. They're probably thinking it's going to be played pretty close to the vest again tonight. That's the only thing I can think of. I don't know about you guys. I got no idea on this series. I can't figure, I just don't know. Florida did win, and they won in dramatic fashion. Will that get them back to where they were before the big break? That's something to look for. I went with the Panthers tonight because I'm really wanting to see a nice series. I want them to win this thing to get it to 2-2, and then we're going to have a really good last 3 games. I think because it may go 7 if they can get this one tonight. So I'm going Panthers. I think they're going to win it, but I don't have a feel.
I'm not going to bet the side here. I think the Golden Knights are the better team after watching these 3 games. I think they are the better team. That doesn't mean they're going to necessarily win in hockey, and the plus price isn't there for it. So I didn't play a side here, Aaron. The first 10 minutes, we talked about this of game 3, dominated by Florida. 14 minutes into the game, Vegas had 0.03 expected goals, less than a tenth of a goal expected through 14 minutes of that first period, yet they were able to go into the break tied at 1. What do you think we see from Florida here early? You're going to get that same push, or do you think Vegas can find a way to respond earlier?
It does feel like Vegas is the better of the 2 teams. I agree with that. And look, maybe Florida found some footing in the third period. I thought they played a little better, and I know they tied it up and then they won in overtime. But I'm just talking about how the play went. That period was the first one where I went, well, Florida kind of looks like Florida. Kind of looks like what we've seen from them. They were very fortunate to get the game tied still, though, and then get the goal in overtime to win. To me, everything's kind of pointing towards I want to play Florida tonight, but I don't like minus 115. But boy, the public's not on them at all, and that's what I like to be on them. Only 22% of the handle right now is on the Panthers, and that's really surprising to me. So I picked Florida. We'll see if I bet them. We'll see how the day goes with Belmont and the baseball this afternoon. So I think Florida's going to win this one and get it to 2-2. I was very confident coming into the series that Florida would win it. I'm really not right now, though. They were fortunate to win. They need to come out and play their game tonight. We just haven't seen it from them yet.
Yeah, Florida needs this one. You do not want to go back to Vegas down 3-1, have to try and win in that building to keep this series going. Magic, I played the over. I got it at minus 120 this morning. I popped it at 5.5. I still kind of like the over of everything here. I felt like this was an over series coming into it. Game 1 and Game 2 were dead nut overs. And Game 3, there were a lot of chances that just weren't converted. And once it got to 6, we passed on the over there. Happy that didn't go over. But now we're back to 5.5. I think you got to play the over here, Magic.
Especially if you like Vegas, take the over on this one. Listen, the reason Florida won last game, honestly, is because Bobrovsky returned to the Bobrovsky from before games 1 and 2 of this series. If he wasn't playing, standing on his head like you saw him do a lot against Carolina, Vegas wins Game 3, and then we're looking at a sweep tonight in Florida. So I'm still going to ride the Panthers because I still ride Bobrovsky, ride the hot goalie. It's nice to see that he got back to his form, and he got some help from his team as well. They didn't have too many bonehead mistakes. Matthew Tkachuk finally got his head out of his own ass and played like Matthew Tkachuk from round 3 of the series instead of playing like Jamie Benn in games 1 and 2. So if Tkachuk can keep his head on straight like he did, and Bobrovsky is going to keep standing on his head, I'm going to keep riding Florida here.
All right, let's head over to the Diamond now. We've got An interesting matchup here. The Diamondbacks taking on the Tigers. Diamondbacks a slight favorite, -125. Total sitting at 9. This has been one of our favorite teams to bet, Aaron. We've been all over the D-backs here. Did you do anything in this one today?
I played the Tigers today. I went the other way. We have played the D-backs a lot and been good. Nelson starting for Arizona. I'm not a huge fan of his. Of course, Boyd starting for Detroit. He's not great either. So, out of the 5 pitchers for the D-backs, this is the one I do like to play against some with Nelson. The Tigers, they kind of broke out of a hitting slump last night. They did pretty well. I think they're going to get it done today. I like the plus money, so I took the Tigers to open up the baseball today.
Similar idea on my side. A little different attack. I took the over 9 here. Nelson and Boyd both not very good. This Diamondbacks team can put up runs. And the Tigers, they can be scrappy on the offensive side. I think 9's a little bit too low. So I'll give me the over 9 here, Papa Dude. Anything for you?
I'm not going to bet it. I see where you guys are going. If you're going to bet the game, I think you got to go the Tigers. But Detroit is playing terrible right now, and Arizona is streaking. So that's why I'm going to stay out of it. I don't like the only way I would really bet the Tigers and bet very much would be if they had the edge in the pitching. Looks like it's even to me. So I'm staying completely away from it. I see where you guys are going, though. If you want to go against Diamondbacks with their pitcher, this might be the day to do it.
Magic?
I like the over as well, Mike. A big reason. Corbin Carroll for the Diamondbacks is looking just absolutely so. If you can get Rookie of the Year honors, if it ended halfway through the season, I think this is easily your clubhouse favorite to win it. He had a double, 2 homers, including a grand slam against the Tigers yesterday, but it wasn't just a one-game spurt for him. His last 4 games for Arizona, 4 homers, 10 hits. He scored 8 runs and driven in 8 more. I mean, this guy's a monster right now. And you look at who he's facing in Detroit, you're like, okay, well, there's nothing too scary on the mound in Boyd. And you look at the bullpen, you go, and nothing really scary in the bullpen either to stop him. So I'm going to keep riding the Diamondbacks, go with the over.
I like it. All right, let's head out to Baltimore. The Royals headed in to take on the O's. O's -145, total sitting at 9. This is another one where I think the pitchers both suck. You got Irwin on the mound for Baltimore. You got Singer on the mound for Kansas City. Singer sports a 6.45 ERA. And that is 4 runs lower than the starter for the O's today. Give me the over 9 here. Aaron, anything?
Yeah, give me the over 9 for sure. I don't want to bet aside on this one because I don't want to back the Royals, and the Orioles are too short of a price. So, I mean, if you wanted to, put them in a parlay or something, that would make sense. But for me, the over is the play. My goodness. Not any time you're betting against or you're watching a Royals game, it's going to go over. Their pitching's just not great. And one of their better pitchers was last night. So, yeah, Singer on the mound. Give me the over as well.
Papa Dude?
I agree. I don't know how it's 9. I think it ought to be more than that. So I think so, too. I tell you, the Royals have got a shot today to win a game. If you've noticed, the Royals are threatening the A's to take over the worst record in baseball. They only lead the A's by about 3 games now. Yep. But I like the over for sure.
After starting, well, we'll get to the A's in a second. Actually, they may or may not be on the rundown somewhere. Magic, what do you got?
I don't want to touch this game because what worries me a little bit is that for the Royals, Brady Singer is actually not. I'm not going to say that he's like Sears for the A's and that somebody needs to just rescue him because he's a lot better than the team he's on, but he is better than he's been playing pretty well. The Royals are 3-1 when he starts on the road for Kansas City. He was able to shut out Colorado in 5 2/3 innings and struck out 7. He's won his last 2 decisions. I think he's sneaky right here, and that's why I just don't want to touch this game.
Magic on the pass there. 3 of us on the over. All right, let's talk about those A's. The A's, after starting 10-45 or 5-5 in their last 10, playing some 500 ball there in Oakland, taking on the Brewers today, -180, total sitting at 9.5. Of course, I have a bet from this game. That's why it's on the rundown. It's the only reason we talk about the A's if someone's betting it. Magic, I'll start with you though. What do you want to do here with A's Brewers?
Oh, I think maybe take the over on it. There's just some bad baseball that's going to happen in this game. And just not a fan of either one of these. I'm still steamed about what happened with the Brewers and the Orioles 3 games back of my best bet. And things look great. And then all of a sudden at the last second, the Brewers just completely, their bullpen completely fell apart. And because the A's are starting to trend upward, I guess we could say. You know what? It's funny. We said at the start of the year, like there was the announcement that they were going to try and move to Vegas, and then the team just was terrible. And then the announcement came out that Vegas went, we're not sure we want this pile of dog shit playing in our city right now. This is not a done deal. And the team went, oh shit, we've got to play for our supper now. So now they're back to playing hard baseball. If you look at where things happened with where the season went bad and now it's going well, it coalesces with where they think they're playing or not playing next year. So I would take the over at 9.5, but this is not going to be a fun game, I don't think.
Aaron?
I'm very curious to hear why this is on the rundown. I want to know your play more than anything else. I don't have anything in this game. I mean, the Brewers should win. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. But let's hear it, Somich.
All right. So we talked about these first 5 inning bets, right? And how sometimes you get specific value. A half run's worth about 40 cents. You can get the Brewers minus 108 minus a half run in the first 5.
Really?
Ooh.
Yeah. So I went ahead and I took some Brewers minus 108 minus a half run in the first 5 because it's almost 60 cents for that half run, which is a wild discount on what it is usually worth. I thought this should be minus 125, minus 130 for first 5. So Brewers have to win the first 5, but you're only laying minus 108 against the worst team in baseball to do so when they have a bad pitcher on the mound. Terran's on the mound for the Brewers, pretty good. To me, this is a pretty easy one to lock in because I think you're getting at least 20 cents value on Brewers' first 5 minus 108. Papa dude? Aaron's literally betting right now.
I can't get the Brewers right. I can't get them right. I miss them every time. So I'm going the A's today. No,
I'm happy to hear that. Hopefully,
I'm not. Milwaukee's going to win this game. They're going to win this one today.
All right, let's jump over to the racetrack. Race of the day, Horseshoe, Indianapolis. Race number. No, I'm kidding. It's the Belmont Stakes, obviously. All right, let's talk about the Belmont here. We got a field of 9 headed postward today. 6 of the 9 have some tap-it influence, yet your favorite has none. Forte, the 6 horse, 5-2 on the morning line. Based on what we've seen in the doubles, it looks like that's going to be right around the price. The horse is catching steam. Red Route 1 down to 11-1 on the board. No shot. Anyway, Aaron, I'll start with you. Who do you like today in the Belmont? How do you think this thing goes down?
Well, I like Angel of Empire an awful lot, and so I'll put him on top in here. I think he's going to be pretty tough. I think he's coming into the race about as well, or if not better, than any other horse in it. I thought he was, exceptional in the Kentucky Derby. I thought he ran great. He just got beat. Sometimes you just get outrun, but I think against this group, putting the blinkers on, I think sits him a little bit closer to the pace, and hopefully he's just able to kind of sit a little bit closer, relax, and then pounce. And if he does, I think he'll be tough to beat. I like Forte a lot as well, but I am a little worried about 2 months in between races and this race being 1.5 miles. If it was a regular distance, I think Forte would probably be my top pick, but 1.5 miles, I'm worried at last 8th he might not be quite fit enough if a good horse like Angel of Empire fires. So that's kind of how I see it. I think National Treasure is in front, turning for home. I think Forte makes the first move on him, and then I think Angel of Empire comes and gets him.
It's going to be an interesting race, specifically pace-wise. National Treasure, clearly your fastest horse. It's going to be interesting what Tappet Shoes does from the rail and whether or not he really wants to push it. Your Miracolo from the 5 could be your other speed. That ends up in a ding-dong battle up front. That's really going to hurt National Treasure, who has to be on the lead to win. I think we could all agree with that. If he's not on the lead, I see no route for him to be able to win the race. So it'll be interesting to see what happens early there. I'm going to go with Forte, and I'm kind of surprised I'm picking Forte, but the value actually seems like it's there at 5-2. With everything that's swirling around him, even the case that Aaron just made, which I think is a legitimate concern, that's why you're getting the price on this. I mean, if Forte ran in the Derby and ran well, he's 6-5, 7-5 in this spot. And because he didn't, and because we have the 2 months, and because of the hoof issue, all of a sudden you're getting 5-2 on a horse that I think should be closer to 7-5. So I'm going to put Forte on top. I like Arcangelo quite a bit, and I like Angel of Empire quite a bit. Those are the other two that I think are going to be in the mix there late. Arcangelo is really interesting to me at that 8-1 price. 2 past Belmont winners on the bottom side, Jazeel and Rags to Riches. So we'll have no issue with the distance, and I thought looked very, very good in the Peter Pan the prep leading up to this. So I'm going to go 6-3-8 Magic. Where are you headed?
To me, it's 1 of 2 horses wins this race. It's National Treasure wins Gate to Wire like you saw him do in the Preakness, or you see Tappet Shoes with brother Jose Ortiz riding. Hound's National Treasure sets it up for his brother Irad on the 6 Forte. I think Forte is going to be sitting just off of those 2 horses, possibly Miracolo part of the mix there. Angel of Empire I think comes running, but just is a little too late. I also don't love the blinkers being added on here. It's a huge move to take that horse at 7-2. I think with what we're seeing, it could help him. It could also hurt him. There's been plenty of cases where adding blinkers has hurt horses just as much as it's helped them. So, not in love with that move. But I will say, back when. Who was the stupid Storm in the Court? When Storm in the Court won the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, going into that race, he added the blinkers. And Peter Urton said after the race, he said, the reason we won, the reason we added blinkers is because Flavien got off him last time and said, put blinkers on that horse. Flavien's a smart jockey. When Flavien says add the blinkers, you got to kind of like that, except in this case, I don't. This one, it makes me a little too nervous. I think he's got a great chance to run up for second, but then you're looking at a 6-8 exacta there. So either 4-6 or 6-8 is how I think this ends up playing.
And the reference there, Pratt after the Derby said add blinkers to Angel of Empire to Brad Cox right after the race. Brad Cox then chose to add those blinkers. And oh, by the way, he said, hey, he's used them in the morning and works out great with blinkers. It's interesting that this is the first spot that we're going to see it. Papa Dude. Close us out. Who you got here?
Well, my number one question is, after the Preakness, or before the Preakness, Magic said he didn't give a flying F about this race if Mage didn't win. Are you still there, Magic?
I like the day a lot. It's a fun day.
The race
So you're sticking with you don't give a flying F, right?
Why did you have to bring that up?
I know he cares. He doesn't want to say it.
Yes, fine. You happy? Yes. I'm not. The curmudgeon's a little bit freaking happy about it. Okay.
No, because I was going to agree with you, and I still do, except for one reason: Forte's in the race. So this makes me a little bit interested in the race. And the other thing, we need a star in this 3-year-old crop, right? Mm-hmm. Right?
Yep.
Okay. So I see two possibilities here for us to get a star. Juan Forte wins, because I think most of us think he's probably the best of the crop. He needs to win this race to carry us on through the summer and give a flying F about everything else, right? Or National Treasure. Would anybody disagree with that? If National Treasure wins, he's won the Preakness and the Belmont, and now we have a star. Correct?
I think Arcangelo or Angel of Empire could become stars too.
Okay.
Arcangelo, because he's only run 4 times.
I would say the Angel of Empire would be my third pick.
Yeah. Arkansas Derby winner, top 3 Derby.
Yeah. But we need something to get our hopes up for the rest of the summer, I think. If somebody like Tappet Shoes wins, oh my God, we're in
ecstatic, right, Magic?
We're in a disaster.
Those shoes, baby, let's go.
So
be a repeat of 2019 with Sir Winston.
Yeah.
Tappet Shoes.
So Aaron and I went over this a bunch on Thursday night, so I'll just make it brief. We both chose Angel of Empire because we think he's shown the most and has the least baggage of any of them. I'm going to be really mad at myself if Forte wins because I love the horse. I'm just a little scared to pick him, but that's who I'm rooting for. So I went Angel of Empire. I took Forte second. I took National Treasure third. And if an upset comes along, I think Hit Show's got a chance maybe. If not, then he will become the shit show, right? So I went 8-6-4.
All right, my best bet of the day. The video Magic's about to play. The person will pick National Treasure. Roll it, Magic.
So here's the thing. I was going to play it, and then I realized Shotty missed the memo when I said do 30 to 60 seconds. It's over 2 minutes. We might save this for the live show, so we're going to tease it. Shotty made a great video. Shotty ignored the rule about 30, 60 seconds for the morning show. So tune into the live show later. We'll be live from 11:45 a.m. Pacific to 4:30 Pacific. So we'll play it at least once during that. I guarantee it.
Nice, Magic. Way to turn it into a tease. Good work. All right, let's go to the best bets of the day. Aaron, we'll kick it off with you. I bet this game as well. I was happy to see you play the Reds.
Well, I think we played the Reds for the same reason, but I'll let you speak for yourself here. But Andrew Abbott, a guy that we played the first time he pitched when he made his major league debut, you played him over strikeouts because you knew about him in the minors. But Andrew Abbott, it was a very highly touted pitcher coming in for the Reds. Made the debut last Monday on 6-5, shut out the Brewers, 2-0 win. went 6 innings, only gave up 1 hit. I mean, he was outstanding. If he pitches that way again, he can shut down the Cardinals today. The only bad thing about it, Nicholas is on the mound for the Cardinals. He's pitching pretty darn good lately as well. So there is a little bit of worry on that. What if it goes, 1-1, 0-0, and then we get into bullpens and such? But both bullpens not very good as well. So then it kind of just becomes a toss-up. But I think Abbott will shut down the Cardinals. I like the plus 145 an awful lot on the Reds. Disclaimer, I did play the Reds last night in a night that the first night of the whole year in baseball that I just could not do anything right last night, including this one. The Red starting pitcher, who I thought would pitch very well, was awful in that game. So hopefully they get starting pitching tonight. If they do, they're going to win. It's going to be the Reds plus 145.
Yeah, Abbott's a guy that I was excited to see called up. He had a 15K per 9 rate in the minors, so loves to just miss bats. I bet it first 5 because I don't think he's going to go more than 6, and the Reds' bullpen is not the best bullpen out there. So first 5, I think it was plus 140. So I took the Reds' first 5 plus 140 because I wanted those Abbott innings specifically. But this is a great spot to be on the dog. Run to my best bet real quick here. I'm going to go with the Astros Guardians under 4.5. First 5 innings here. Love the pitching matchup in this one. We are in Cleveland, which is not a great place to be hitting the baseball right now. And you got Tristan McKenzie making his second start for the Guardians. He was phenomenal in his first start off the bench. I think he'll be very good again. And JP France going for Houston, 3.44 ERA. It gets to face a bad Cleveland offense right now. And so for me, this is a good spot to take a good pitcher with a bad offense and against some pretty good pitchers. So I'm going to go under 4.5 first 5 here, Astros and Guardians. Papa Dude, what do you got?
Well, this morning I got the Dodgers at even money, plus 100, and now I see it's minus 115 Dodgers. So the money's gone to the Dodgers. Anytime you get the Dodgers against the Phillies and it's plus 100, I like the Dodgers, even though they're not playing very well, and that bothers me a little bit. They're sending out Bobby Miller today. He has been phenomenal in the 3 starts that he's had to this point. They're due to win a game. They're not playing very well. Now, the worry is, for me, the Phillies have started to play better, and they are playing well, and they're sending out a decent pitcher. But I like the Dodgers at even money. I just think they're the better team. So I'm going to go with this one. It kind of stood out at me this morning. I think the Dodgers need a win. I think we're going to snap out of it and get it today. So I'm going LA plus 100.
And Bobby Miller, another young pitcher you should get used to. 17 innings, 16 Ks, just 2 earned over 3 starts for the Dodgers. He will be a staple in that rotation if he's able to continue with it. And Magic, you're going to the same game. I'm guessing Bobby Miller's one of those reasons.
You betcha, yeah. You and Papa Dude outlined pretty much every reason that I like Bobby Miller. But you got Aaron Nola, who especially is better at home than he is on the road for the Phillies. He's been a little inconsistent this year. Last 3 starts, 12 runs, 9 of them earned. But when he's at home, he's 3-1 this year. He's got a 3.0 ERA. The batting average for the opponents is 202, and the Dodgers are inconsistent with their bats a little bit. 37 strikeouts in 32 2/3 innings, again at home. Now, you had the Dodgers and Phillies game last night that pushed at 9. The total was 9. They've ended up pushing. Your pitchers were Michael Grove and Ranger Suarez. You have much better pitchers on both sides of the mound here. And the line is staying the same. No, this is definitely, to me, kind of like with Papa Dude, where you're like, this, you shouldn't get Dodgers plus money against the Phillies the way that things are going right now. I'm saying that when you had those 2 pitchers and they pushed at 9, and now you throw these 2 guys out there who I think are much better, you're going to have the best relievers ready to go. Some of them didn't play last night. I think this is definitely a low-scoring contest. Under 9 felt pretty easy.
I took the Dodgers first 5, minus a half run. I think it was plus 125. So I like the Dodgers here early as well. I don't think there's going to be a lot of runs, though. So I do like your look as well, Magic. I think that's a good spot for the under. Going to be a big day, guys. A lot going on here. We got a bunch of baseball games going. They start here in less than an hour, and we will be live from 11:45 to 4:30 Pacific time to cover 6 of the races from Belmont. Going to be a very, very busy day, including the all Grade 1 Pick 5. Before we sign off real quick, we are 6 minutes to post to seeing Elite Power return to the U.S., taking on Strobe here. Aaron, I'll start with you. Who wins?
I thought Strobe could upset him. I took a shot with Strobe today. I have immense respect for Elite Power. I just thought this might be the chance to try to play against him as he's coming back from the biggest effort of his life and coming all the way back from overseas. I just thought they might skirt away from him today. Probably going to get beat, but I think it's a time to try it. So I took Strobe.
I got Strobe on top. Magic?
I went with an upset as well, and neither of those. I think today's flavor on the rail can get loose, and if he does, 6.5, I think he'll be able to hold on. If this was 7, I'd be a lot more worried about Elite Power and Strobe gunning him down. But if nobody pushes the 1, watch out.
Papa Dude?
Give me Strobe. I got him too.
So look at that. A lot of Oakland love here. A lot of Oakland love for Strobe to try and knock off Elite Power. That race in about 5 minutes. Let's rip through the best bets. Take off. Once it pulls up, is it going to pull up? There it is. Hey, all right. I'm going to take the under 4.5. First 5, Astros, Guardians, Magic on the Dodgers, Phillies, under 9. Aaron taking the Reds, plus 145. Papa Dude on the Dodgers, plus 100. 2-7 for the week. But it's about time to turn that around up. $327 for the year. Thank you very much for joining us here on Dudes Who Bet Daily. We will see you in a couple hours, 11:45 Pacific, 2:45 Eastern, for our live Belmont show. We'll be here for 5 hours. So come hang out, have some drinks, bet some ponies, and hear Aaron and I sweat some baseball games. Thank you very much, everybody. Good luck with all your bets today. We will see you at the track and on here later and all over the place.